Hey guys, so we can call this area completed now. Even here now it's ground and it looks nice. I wouldn't say beautiful, but nice. The B-post is installed, so now we have to move to this area here, this corner. And this shouldn't be too hard. There's something here too. This shouldn't be too hard. All the way to here. Even here this is not very complicated. We're gonna repair that, no problem. But when we come here on the corner of the valance, this is where I get really worried, because you can see here, you know, there are 2 layers of material originally, but in this case, who knows, maybe there are 15 layers, I don't know. And when you look at this and what shape it is, I'm getting scared. And just by seeing these notches here for where they bent this, it shows that it's not original, so I can only imagine what kind of a job we have here. Here I'm pretty sure we have like a ton of bondo, so we're gonna have to get rid of that. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna grab the needle scaler now and I'm gonna hit this area here, all of it, to find where the problems are. Alright, here's the situation. So here, as expected, we'll have to repair this. Here I can feel at the back that the floor drop is rotten too in some areas, so I think this entire flange we might take off and see if we can repair the floor drop. You see here, this is the floor drop, so there's some holes on it and we better fix them all. Here the inner part of the valance, the inner valance, would I call it? I don't know what should I call it, but yeah, it looks like inner valance. There was a lot of tar here that I removed, and it was actually protecting it, because I'm sure it was put there over the tar was put over these holes, because it was also over this part, I guess. So this will need to be repaired. And on the outside you can see there's one patch, and then over it they put another patch, and over that they put another patch, but I think it's only up to here, and here there's some rotten part that needs to be repaired, so we have to remove those, of course, and do it properly. But before I do that, I decided to clean up the entire valance and make sure that it is still there, actually, because I didn't want to repair this and only to find out that the rest of the valance is actually missing, and it's just a sculpture out of fiberglass and newspapers. So I did the entire valance, and I'm happy to report that the other side looks much better than this, actually. You see? I told you. And no, I'm not joking, this is actually much better than the other side, because at least I can see the issues and I can start making my patches right away, instead of spending hours before that taking out old patches and not being sure what to expect underneath and how far to cut. And it looks like here this corner was done when they were close to the deadline, or they were just too lazy. I don't know what happened, but they didn't even bother patching it with sheet metal. They just put like 3 tons of fiberglass there, or body filler, whatever. Yeah, it looks like fiberglass. And that's it. There was a lot of it here, which I removed. So that's actually, this side is much easier to repair than the other side, believe it or not. And let me show you inside. Yeah, inside actually I haven't cleaned yet, but you can tell it is worse than the other side actually. So yeah, but it looks like that way everything is good as far as I can see, and that's really good because this area here is almost impossible to reach. If I have to repair this area, I'm probably gonna cut off the floor from the boot and repair this area. Otherwise I don't see a way to reach there and repair it, but we'll see. We'll clean it. Hopefully everything is gonna be fine there. For now, let's focus on the passenger side. So I started removing the flange from here and underneath, and it looks like the floor drop is actually solid. What was rotten was the piece on top. So that's good. There's a hole here on the floor drop, I can feel it. Okay, but before I cut this out, I'd like to make the patch for here so I don't lose the shape, you know, because it's complicated shape. So I'm gonna make the patch first and then I'm gonna put it there. I'm gonna cut the shape out of it. So this thing needs to be something like that. Exactly. Oh, it's a kind of magic. A kind of magic. Good, we have the patch. Okay, that's not bad. Just when we're welding here, we need to have the fender on because it is really important this to be in the right position, you know, otherwise it's not going to meet the fender here and it's going to be a big trouble. Okay, but we can leave this to the side for now. We know that we're not going to lose the shape, but now we have to repair the floor drop here and we have to repair the inner valance here.
Okay, today's recording is the master. Master. Oh, so KJ is come. Where are you going, KJ? Oh my god, I don't know.
Ruined my recording! Okay, as usual, one thing leads to another. Basically, I can't start repairing my flange. Flange here before I repair this part, because if I repair the flange, then I'm not gonna have any access. I'm even considering to cut off a whole corner here of the floor so I can access here and repair this. So yeah, let me cut off all the patches first. So this is what I'm talking about. I just spent maybe hour and a half taking apart this corner, bringing it to the same state as the other one on the other side, which is in the same shape, right? At least there I have still the flange on the side and I have reference to what goes where. Here I have no idea, but of course we're gonna use the fender as a guide. Alright, we have a plan. It's always much easier after you make the plan, then only you have to execute it. It's hard to make it though. So here the outer valance is split already by the inner valance. Also the inner valance is split from the floor, and I found out that the floor has a hole here, which gives me a good reason to cut it off. So we're gonna cut the floor something like that. Then we're gonna cut the valance something like that. We're gonna repair the valance. We're gonna do that based on the fender. And then we're gonna repair only the flange first, and then maybe we're gonna repair this part here. I'm not worried about this one, it's easy to repair here. The flange on the side is hard because of this very cute angle here. I don't know how we're gonna shrink that or stretch or whatever, but we will see. Alright, that looks better. So I think what I'm gonna do actually is I'm gonna start making two flanges, one for the inner, one for the outer valance at the same time, so I can test fit them at the same time. Alright, here we have our fender, but there is some body filler here which we have to remove first, so we can use it as a template, and that's gonna be dusty. Oh, hi guys, right on time. How did you know I needed you? How did you know I needed you? How did you know I needed you so bad? Alright, so the problem we have here is with this corner. If we draw this shape, this is what it needs to look like. It's gonna be really hard to make this corner on the shrinker. If we have a flange here, say like that, it's gonna be easy. Here we have to shrink, so to make this shape. Here we have to stretch from here to here. But here what we're gonna do? How did they solve this problem? Ha, you b****s. This is how they solved it. Here they had just a 1/4 inch flange, a little flange, and here they have a cut, you see? This flange, KJ cut it when he took off the fender because they braced the fender to the body, so KJ had to cut it and made a mess. But anyways, this flange is about 1/4 inch here, but the main thing is, you see they have a cut over there, so that's what we're gonna do too. Instead of making this shape, we're gonna make this shape. Our flange is gonna be like that, yeah, and then we're gonna cut the flange down to this size here. And then we're gonna make a cut right here and bend this back there. Okay, so we're gonna make first the outer valance, because that's gonna help us to fit inside the inner valance. I'm gonna worry about this shape first. This is what I'm gonna make from here to here. So we need to shrink this flange, right? Started forming already. I'll bring you back when it's ready. Perfetto. Tutto è perfetto. Molto bene, no? Molto bene. Okay, and now that we have this shape up to this corner, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna cut out something like that, okay? Something like that, I mean. And then from here, so I'm gonna cut this shape out like that. That's what I mean. That's why they call it magic marker. And we're gonna fabricate now this. I actually moved to a lower level because it's easier for me to press when it's lower. You see now, it's much easier to stretch here. So We have one part which matches this side. And this is where our corner is. And then from there, we have another one which matches this part. And now all we have to do is have some fun. Now we have to cut here. So I cut more, and now hopefully this is gonna bend right there. Needs more, but we're gonna go little by little. So I need to cut a little bit more, like this. Oh, we overbent it even. Wow. I actually went ahead and welded it completely because we're gonna have to keep stretching here now the other flange because of this. See, now here we have a 90-degree based on the flange, but actually it needs to be a little bit open. So it's not 90, it needs to be more. So now I'm gonna have to try to stretch this flange. So by stretching it, we're gonna be able to pull it, because now if we try to open it, there's not enough material, right? This edge here is too short. Imagine if this is a little bit on an angle, this radius here is smaller than this radius, right? So we have to increase this radius so we are able to open it a little bit. I'm gonna finish this shape when we have to weld it on the car. Then I'm gonna have perfect idea where to stretch and where not to stretch. For now, we needed this done so we can make the other one that is gonna fit inside. Because they are not the same. Because the other one needs to be a little smaller than that, right? So it can fit inside this one. Okay. I think that's what we're looking for. I'm not gonna weld it here yet. I'm gonna weld it maybe in the car. For now, let's go test it on the car. Something here doesn't match at all. I don't know why, but it just doesn't match. So I'm gonna install it on the fender and I'm gonna put it together with the fender. Okay, so this whole thing needs to come out a little bit, but maybe I should start cutting it now here so it can match. So they don't overlap. I'm gonna start trimming it here until it starts matching this shape from here to here, and then from here down I'm gonna have to start, you see, this is what I was talking about, it needs to come open, so we'll have to start stretching it to come a little bit lower. Alright, this top part I think is fine now. Now from here though, we'll have to start opening it. Try to open it a little bit here, but it didn't work because, like I said, it needs to be stretched. But what I think, I have to somehow fabricate extension for this piece anyway, so I'm gonna have a separate piece here. I can't make this shape out of this. So for this reason, maybe it's a good idea to cut here So if I cut this, then I might be able actually to pull this a little bit. Getting there. Okay, we have here just enough to make a template. The meat is missing, but the contour is still there, which is good. Alright, and the last one is ready, but it's such a weird angle here that I'm gonna have to do it without you guys. I'm just showing you what it looks like before, and maybe then I'm gonna show you after. Alright, it's tucked in place, and this is where I'm gonna leave it because it's really hard to weld when laying on the floor. I'm gonna weld it further when I lift the car somewhere higher. Alright, so this is solid now. It is where it's gonna be, and now we can use it as a template for this, and this fits well inside. The only problem is now I'm not sure how am I gonna trim all this because I don't see the line at the back. I'm gonna have to make a template of some sort here. On the other side, I'm gonna have to do all that with my left hand. That's gonna be fun. Okay, that fits well. So now I'm gonna take it out, paint everything inside. Actually, I still have to make this step here at the end. Oh, I have to trim that. Yeah, good. Alright, everything got painted here. The back of this also. And while the paint was drying, I made this part for here, which I'm gonna weld after that one. Then you know we have this one done before. KJ just made this one for me for here. I also made this one for here after. And now the only thing is KJ is now making one for here. So let me mark it for him since I have it. So cut outside of the line, okay? Leave the line on the patch. Thank you. But all these little patches I'm gonna weld after I weld this. Wish me luck with this one. Alright, it's all welded, so it now just needs to be ground. Is there anybody wanting to come and grind it? Yeah, with KJ's help I will make this patch, I made this patch and a little triangle over here. And yeah, when it's ground it's gonna look great. Problem is someone has to grind it. Alright, it wasn't that bad actually. That worked well. So it is all rebuilt. Next we're gonna do this. Alright, so the floor was rebuilt and now we can weld this in place, and this is supposed to go behind the flange of the, at least that's how it was. Right, I have a bigger gap here than what I can weld, and KJ found a little piece of brass here. Alright, so this one is done, and I have holes on the floor drop that I'm gonna weld to this piece later when I flip the body, and on the other side of the floor drop. So now we're gonna do this one, which is somewhere on my magnet here. And weld this one, and then the big one, and then the corner, and we are done. Yay! Alright, all the patches are welded in, everything is ground down, and with this we can call this side completed finally. Well, not really, because I forgot one little area here, over here, but that's fine. I'm gonna do that on Monday, or we'll see when, but I'm happy that the whole entire right side is now completed, and this bonnet is becoming lighter and lighter. It got distributed evenly around the car. Unfortunately, we're running out of bonnet metal, so I don't know what we're gonna do on the other side, but yeah, this was really complicated area, this little corner, but we got it done. I still haven't welded the other side here, the outside, like I said. Here probably I'm gonna weld, sorry about the light, here probably I'm gonna weld it after, when I flip the body to the side. It's gonna be much easier when I'm standing, and I'm gonna do that, but it is tucked in place, so it's not gonna move, it's not gonna go anywhere. And yeah, looks fantastic. Maybe I'm gonna throw the fender quickly on to make sure that everything still matches. Yeah, let me do that. Yep, everything still fits well, as if it was made one for each other, right? Good thing we had new fenders, so we can use them as a template, right? Because if the fenders were modified, like Cheftage for example, then we wouldn't be sure that this is the right shape. Yeah, so we only have to weld that, but again, that's gonna happen some other day. So now I can call it a video. Might be a little bit too long, but I wanted to finish the whole side so I can have a good point for video ending, and unfortunately I have a real bad news. This little marathon that we had with a video every 2 days, well, unfortunately we're gonna have to slow down now, because fortunately next week or the next few weeks we're gonna be really busy here in the shop. We have some projects that are coming from Monday, so we're gonna have to slow down on this baby. Maybe I'm gonna be able to steal an hour every so often, but we never know. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for commenting and subscribing, and I'm gonna be in a hurry now to edit the video for you. Actually, it's Black Friday today, so the drive might be a little bit too long, but it is what it is. So be patient, the video is coming. Bye.